My name is Madhvi. I'm the founder of PadMat. It's a social business working with Period Dignity. We're based in Kenya. And so I came really face to face with big stories, girls telling me about their missing school because of their period, girls using leaves or cow dung, for example, just to protect themselves, girls going to transactional sex with teachers or with men. So lots of those stories brought me to where I am.
I am here today at Wamba Girls Secondary School, getting ready for our annual Menstrual Hygiene Day program. We're very excited about the speakers and the entertainment we have lined up for the 1,500 girls that we anticipate joining us today.
I think it's very important to host workshops in the rural Kenya, mainly because communities have been maybe forgotten.
In areas like this, where girls have very little access to menstrual supplies, it's so important to keep them in school.
So you say after me, okay? I am. Again? I am. I love myself. I am powerful. I can give. I can receive.
I feel like projects like this are very important. As much as people are championing for the girl child, you need to first understand what the girl child needs. And I thank the Samburu project because they began with water. This project has been able to put a spotlight on something that is very rarely talked about, which is periods. There's so much shame behind it, and it's so wonderful that we've all come together as all the sponsors and put our resources into ensuring that these girls don't miss a day in class because of something that's natural and human.
Now with the reusable pads, they are keeping me even more comfortable in class. My concentration is high because now I am not using the normal pads, which may maybe leak, and I will not maybe be comfortable. Even going to school will be harder for me. But now with the reusable pads, they are really making my life. They have improved my life. Even in performance in class, they have really improved since there's no that leaking, there's no that uncomfortable. Yes, I really thank them.
What my future plans would look like really is for every menstruator to have dignity during the menstruation cycle and obviously off the cycle, but more importantly for us to bring in awareness about the environmental impact, the health impact, and to make it available and accessible for women to have a reusable product which is biodegradable and good for the health, but one which they can afford for themselves and for their families.
an amazing story, right? Just like living without water, I think it's just unimaginable for us to think about what that would be like. To have not any access to proper hygienic menstrual supplies. To think about using cow dung in your underwear. It's not pleasant, I know, but it's, for a lot of people, that's their reality. I hope everyone is catching on to the theme of the evening, which is the ripple effect. We've been mentioning stories of people who are game changers in their communities all throughout the year, and tonight is no exception. Those ripples happen because of partnerships and friendships and tireless, selfless work on the part of a lot of different people. So in keeping with that theme, I am so excited to be introducing you tonight to a great partner of the Samburu Project, Madhvi Dalal, who you met in the video. She flew from Nairobi to be here with us tonight. So I know you're going to give her a warm welcome. She just arrived yesterday, so I'm amazed she isn't sleeping in her bed right now. But she is an incredible force of nature. She will soon be the subject of a Netflix documentary. She was the recipient of the Bayer Foundation's 2003 award for someone working in the area of women's empowerment. She works tirelessly for women, not by just distributing these reusable menstrual products that last for 5 years, but she employs women in her factory, and that includes incarcerated women in the Kenyan penal system. I don't even know how she does that. She's breaking the stigma of talking about your menstruation. She's a firm believer in discussing that with young boys, which in Samburu is absolutely the biggest taboo you can imagine. And she's doing it with grace and style. She's a beautiful, beautiful person. I am so excited to introduce her to all of you. Please welcome to the stage our partner, my friend, Madhvi Dalal.
Thank you, everyone. I'm very humbled to be here. You know, they say dreams come true, and we were just speaking last year, and I told Linda I really want to come to Splash Bash, and here I am. So thank you for giving me this warm welcome. They say that one should never talk about politics or religion at a gala event, but today I'm going to break another taboo. I'm going to talk about periods. I promise, though, it won't be more awkward than talking about the upcoming US elections. I have a mandate, but I am the biggest testament of the Samburu Project, which I'll hopefully speak about later. But for now, I just want you to picture a girl in Samburu, let's call her Naserian for now, living in a rural part of the country where even basics are a challenge to get. When she gets her period, she really can't get any period products. She can't afford them, she can't access them. So she stops going to school, and then she strikes a deal with the teacher, or rather the teacher strikes a deal with her, that she will engage in transactional sex, and he will buy her a pack or 2 of pads. And she will get 1 or 2 pack, depending on how satisfied he is. And that is month after month. And that's what I came face to face with. Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality many girls have to face in Kenya, where they have to choose between transactional sex or using alternatives like cow dung or leaves or newspapers, etc. That is really the price they have to pay for education, for their dignity, for hygiene and health. Statistics in Kenya, 65% of the girls and women cannot afford sanitary wear. 1 million girls a year miss school because of lack of products, and over that, 1 in 5 girls aged 15 to 19 are either mothers or are going to have children. Ultimately, they drop out of school. That is why PADMAD was started. Over the last 6 years, we've had great impact. We've distributed more than 650,000 pads and panty liners. We have educated more than 40,000 boys within the communities, and we're making strides. I would like to say, though, the collaboration with the Samburu Project really is like a hand-in-glove partnership. They have the solution. We need water to wash our pads. They have the absolute solution. And when Linda contacted me a few years ago, she really, I could see that she, I really thank Linda for believing in us, trusting, and also understanding how that menstrual product can really go very far. Her team on the ground are phenomenal. I have been with them. They go miles and miles for hours and hours from community to community trying to make this difference. And Linda and Vision, and most of you who do know Linda, she is a bit of a hurricane in heels. Well, she's unstoppable, she's fierce, and yet she manages to look fabulous while changing the world. She really is like that. I've been with her in Wamba. She lives in, without air conditioning, with mosquitoes for months. She does not have a day's rest, and the Samburu Project have a great leader there. Yeah. So once when Linda and I were in Samburu, we found out that the girls, if they ever did have disposable pads, they were chucking them down the anthills. I work in many places in Kenya, and in Kibera they're called flying pads, where if you soil a pad, you just chuck it over your shoulder, it lands on somebody's doorstep, or a dog takes it away. There is no waste disposal. And with collaboration with companies like the Samburu Project, we've saved up to 70 million pads from going to the landfills of Kenya. And so not only are we working with education and hygiene and infections and the environment, we're actually working with empowerment. We've gone back to schools in Samburu and other places where girls are playing soccer now, they're running marathons, they're actually going to school. That is amazing. And, thank you. These girls are really breaking barriers. They're almost like Wi-Fi signals in rural areas. You just never know when they're going to come, but when they do appear, everything changes. So we've had testimonials, which is simple, like, now my mother can afford to buy shoes for my sister who can now go to school, to testimonials which really say, I am not going to get pregnant now, I'm not going to get STI or HIV, I actually have my dignity. And as I end, I just want you to come into 2 scenarios I want to give you. This girl, again, let's call her Naserian. She doesn't have, she's already privileged to be in school, maybe secondary school, and then she doesn't have pads. So she misses a quarter of the curriculum because she doesn't have pads. Obviously, she's on the back foot compared to her peers, and it's possible that she'll come out of school. In fact, 20% of the girls drop out of school in Kenya. If she drops out, she'll probably get married, and the cycle of poverty continues. Now, if Naserian has pads, And she can continue going to school and continue going to tertiary education and continue maybe to have an equal opportunity to get a job. She can probably have at least a chance to get financially stable, in which case she can uplift herself, her family, and the community. And that really is as simple as it is. And this menstrual product not only can give dignity, but can really uplift communities. We've seen a lot of change over time with testimonials, lots of it changed, but I really appreciate all the donations which have come through yourselves, people watching through Samburu Project, but we have a very long way to go, and I know you've heard this before. But my vision really is to make sure that no girl has to go through transactional sex just because of periods, and they can continue to go through school. Our motto is to bleed with pride, period. And I urge you all to really take this to heart. I mean, Linda has absolutely, and her team have absolutely taken it to heart. I urge you to take it to heart and just see that it's a human right. A menstrual product can go a long way, education can go a very long way, and we thank you for your continued support. Thank you.